Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the middle of a conversation and I hit record. Welcome to the Nutrition Happy Hour. So we were just talking about ordering from restaurants, and Sue's gonna enlighten us on how she likes to order, and how we should have Jess on here too, because Jess is like ordering eat out queen. So but any tips you have, Sue, and how you order, or things you order that you find, because you've also just been traveling a ton.
Yeah. So first of all, if I'm getting a sandwich, I find it's cheaper to get a sandwich than an actual meal, but I tell them I don't want the bun. So if I'm going to get like a fish or, you guys, a burger or whatever, just tell them you want lettuce as the bun.
Which most places totally understand that. I
Yeah,
mean, like
right.
that's an easy, like they kind of have it as part of their gig, right?
Yeah. I mean, I remember, oh gosh, when I was eating burgers before, that was 3 years ago or something. I went to Wendy's on the fly and they presented my burger in this cute little container with lettuce wrapped around it as though they've done it 100, times. So they all do it now.
Yeah.
I order my vegetables with nothing on it. I tell them don't put any butter or anything on it. I'm sure they still cook it in something, but at least they're not adding that extra stuff.
Do you order it steamed?
I do. Yes. My salad, I always order dressing on the side so I can dip my salad into whatever dressing, and I order usually oil and vinegar.
Mhm.
I'm sure you guys all do the same thing. So that's kind of what
and
I
a
do.
tip from Alana, just thinking along those lines, when you order a salad, she will order some lemon with it, and you could either squeeze the lemon into your side dressing and or water, because then you thin it out and then you can dress your salad, and a thinner dressing goes further, right? Because you're not getting the clumps of dressing and
Yeah.
hitting, and then it's on some lettuce but not on other lettuce. So if you do thin it out a bit, and that's a 2B mindset principle, then you can get it around there easier.
Yeah.
So if I ever have to order for Jacob, I have to get very, very specific, which I'm now trying to help him to do that because he needs to know what to ask. But I like straight up ask, I say, how do you cook this?
Mhm.
And like, what do you cook it in? And then I say, okay, do you use any specific seasonings? And I usually go like nothing, like give me nothing. Like, unless it's just salt and pepper, like on meat, that's fine. But like on the veggies, like just steam it or just pan cook it with like just olive oil, if that's what they use. Because that's usually what the places that, if he's going to eat with us, I already know that they're not using certain things. Like I already know, like I can trust that this place is going to be, I don't know, more clean, I guess, less additives and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I just specifically ask them, and then I say with nothing on it. Like, and then when it comes to salads, it's like, okay, let's build this salad out. Like, okay, we need, because he doesn't use dressing.
Mhm.
So, I'm like, okay, so what else do you have other than lettuce? And I look at like all of their salad options. And if it's not some places there's a lot more salad options than others. I'm like, okay, what else do you have for vegetables in your kitchen?
Right.
And I will be like, okay, throw some of that on. And then, no cheese, no dressing. And they're like, okay, that's it. I'm like, yep. So, but yeah, and he is not so, like a big thing is chicken wings. He can do fried chicken wings as long as there is no breading. No breading, no sauces, no nothing. As long as it's just straight chicken wings that have just been fried. He's not so sensitive like celiacs. So, so I'm just like, okay, just dry, nothing on them, nothing.
Yeah. And with the increase, there is a huge increase of people having autoimmunes and celiacs and, various food allergies. So most restaurants are going to be accommodating and understand that. So it's one of those things where you just don't need to be afraid to be like, this is something I can't have. So can I just do this, this, and this? And, a lot more places are getting things on the menu that meet those needs too, which is nice. So you have some options. You can just order something off the menu and not have to go through a list of things with them. But especially since a lot of us are on the gut protocol too, like if you order a salad dressing, even if it's a vinaigrette, it's like we get to read the label, at least when we buy it at the store.
Right.
And you don't know exactly, did they make it? Did they buy it? And what additives did they put in it? So you'll have to watch those things as you're going through, because if you do have an issue after that meal, it could be something, that was in something pre-made.
Yeah.
So it's, you just have to kind of watch what happens and see, and
Just so you know, at Red Lobster, I ordered the salad and I asked them for oil and vinegar. They don't have oil and vinegar.
oh, really?
They have a vinaigrette dressing that's already made, whatever it
Yeah.
was. So you don't know what's in it, but they don't have straight oil and vinegar.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess I assume they still had that for things.
I used to take my own. Honest to God, I would put it in my
What a
purse,
good idea.
my bag, and take my own.
Well, and a
Mhm.
lot of times they'll make like one serving salad dress. Didn't they? Like, didn't Newman's Own make it for a while or something? I could have
Yeah.
sworn I'd seen like little salad
When
dressing.
you go to the
packets that
salad
you could
bar, you
take.
can get them. If you go to a salad bar.
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
there
them.
you go. So maybe if you find one that works for you, you could just,
You
pack
take a
Grab
few.
some.
one for me, one for later. I'm not condoning theft here. I'm just,
I've done that though in the past. I really have. Like when we're traveling, if we come across a good one, it's like, oh, I'm gonna take one of those for later.
might need
I
that
mean, it's
later.
usually-
Yeah.
I mean, like the packet of dressing is usually so much. It's like, man, is there a way I can seal this thing back up? Because
Yeah.
I'm never going to use all this dressing in the first place.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good. This all kind of leads us into our topic for tonight too. I wanted to talk
Good.
about our weekdays turning into the weekends. We have a pretty substantial weekend coming up. A lot of people have events, things they go to. Maybe it's their official start of summer. Lily is probably in the RV right now, packing up while she's on here. There's a lot
Packing.
of things usually happen. What'd you say, Lily?
Packing.
I'm still packing.
Perfect.
Keep
Okay.
packing.
Pack and talk. And so I wanted to talk about, because I hear from a lot of people, I do great during the week and then my weekend goes to crap, right? So let's talk about that, because I think there's definitely, a shift you can work toward and things you can work on. It doesn't have to mean no fun on your weekend. It's just things to be aware of and ways to kind of go into your weekend with maybe a little different mindset, some different tools, and just being ready for that weekend. So one of the first things, and this is kind of a big general tip, would be that you're keeping your weekend similar to your weekday. You're trying to keep the same structure. So like if you work out during the week, but you don't work out on weekends, that's a pretty big shift, right? Because we all know what a mood boost even a walk can be on your weekend. So I try to move each weekend day also, because if I don't, then I'm starting out at a different level, right? Even if it's a active recovery day, a stretch day, something where you're putting your leggings on and you're moving your body, right? That helps to then make it feel more like a regular day, more like a day where you're still going to eat well, that you're going to move your body, that things are going to go well. And along those lines, I also like to try to go to bed around the same time on the weekends. Now this is something that is hard, and this is something I've worked toward. It's taken me years, because traditionally I'm so excited everybody else is either in bed or gone to bed. And then I'm like, I get to stay up later because I can sleep in. And I don't know if it's just like the amount of time I now get up at 5:30, but it's pretty rare I can even get past 7 on a weekend. Like that's a pretty good sleep in for me. So I find I actually lose sleep if I'm staying up late. So then I'm like, now I'm even more tired on my weekend. and it's not as much fun because I don't really want to take a nap on my weekend if I don't have to, because maybe there's other things I want to do, right? So I'm trying to really focus in on still getting to bed around a similar time. Maybe it's within a half hour, maybe it's within an hour, but somewhere in that range so that my sleep is still decent. And that, because that also, right, we all know what happens when we don't sleep. You get the sugar cravings the next day. You're looking for everything under the sun that's sweet. And oh, now I lost my train of thought, but let's see, it'll come back around. So, and then
Sugar cravings.
yeah, sugar cravings. So then the other thing about keeping things normal on a weekend too, like trying to keep it the same as the weekday, is not stopping your food prep. So like today, I still prep some things that will take me into the weekend because I still have to eat, right? And the majority of your meals are still going to be like your regular weekday meals. Because if you're going to splurge, it's probably on a meal, a night, an afternoon, whatever the event is, but it's not all the meals. So then you try to keep those, just keep many of your meals regular, which then takes me into the point, right, of if you do have something coming up, let's say Kathy just had her birthday, so she went out to dinner. So you plan for that. You have that dinner coming up. So then make sure the other meals leading up to it are just regular food, or maybe you need to get a few more veggies in here because you're going to have a few more carbs there, or making sure you're getting in some good proteins early in the day so you don't go starving to this event, right? Having some veggie snacks or something before you leave so you're not like famished when you get there. So all of those kind of things, where the things you would do in a normal weekday, you're transitioning into a weekend. Because I think sometimes we're like, weekend, right? And as if the schedule is just completely
Everything out the
door.
window.
Right. But in reality, if you keep things similar, you still feel just as good. You don't want to come off of a weekend and then have to recover for a few days, or, line things back up or get things back in order, because then it's like you've worked so hard all week. You go into this weekend, no rules. And then you come out of the weekend and you spend Monday and Tuesday and maybe even part of Wednesday just getting back in line, right? Recovering from the whole weekend. And then all of a sudden it's Friday again. And you're like, woo, okay. And then you're like, why is things not changing for me? Why am I not losing weight? Why am I not feeling better? Whatever it is.
I saw something written that goes with that. It says, if you're tired of starting over, stop quitting.
That's true. That's true. And I kind of feel, that's exactly how I feel about the weekend. It's still another day. So have the splurge in your, like at a set time, in a time period, in a finite place, but the rest of the things can be similar. Like if you have a party on Saturday, you can still get your workout done Saturday morning, right? And Sunday morning to help you bounce back and have energy and feel good. Maybe it's just a yoga or stretching or even a meditation, right? But just something that brings you back to that normal schedule. There was something I read about our circadian rhythms, where like if you travel to a different time zone, if you eat at the time you would normally eat in that time zone, I think is how it works. So it's like, so if I go see Sue, we're 3 hours different. And instead of eating at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock my time, I eat at 6, the 6 o'clock her time. And then I go to bed at a normal time. You transition into that time zone much easier. You just become part of that time zone, right? Your circadian rhythm understands that. But if you're still trying to stay on your time zone, but in the other time zone, I feel like I'm saying time zone a lot and this is getting really confusing, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if you're trying to stay on your own time zone while you're in another one, doing those different times, your body's like, I don't know what we're doing right now because I'm not supposed to be eating right now. I don't understand what's happening. So if you're just trying to stay on the same kind of eating and say the same with the weekends, you're just taking a weekday into a weekend. It's just about keeping those same habits and keeping those same things, drinking just as much water on the weekend, right? Like weekends can be infamous for just getting distracted with other things, and maybe you're not even having as much water then. So making sure all those little things you do during the week, you carry into the weekend. Okay, and I'll stop talking for a little bit. So what's everybody else have to say about, like, how do you handle your weekends? Or do they feel not handled?
I
Like you
try to
just
do the exact same thing as I do during the week. And then really we will go out to eat maybe lunch or maybe dinner. But other than that, I pretty much try to do the same thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm very
Yeah.
much the same.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And I
And
mean,
I feel like the splurge doesn't, it's like the splurge doesn't feel as impactful the next day to me. When you're kind of in this rhythm of just, this is your plan. And so then you go out to eat and you have a dessert and you do whatever you're doing, or you have some drinks. To me, the recovery the next day is just a totally different experience, because it's like your body doesn't have to recover from much. It's kind of like, oh, that was fun, but we're done now. Let's go back to our regular breakfast.
Mhm.
right. If I do too many of those days, like if I, have dinner and then breakfast, and I end up having like more side effects. Like I
Right.
will be more tired. I will be more moody. It
And
just
you'll be
won't.
bloated
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes.
No,
Depending
I
on
don't
what you eat.
thing, but yeah, I'm still like, my whole thing is more my mood and my energy just really shifts.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. I notice if I like alcohol for me, I can't, 3 days in a row is my absolute limit, because otherwise I just don't feel well.
Yeah. I have another weekend like this, not this weekend, but next weekend, because it's my daughter's birthday.
Oh yeah.
So we're going up to her place. We're going to stay in her apartment from Friday to Monday. She's staying in an Airbnb with her friends.
Oh, fun.
And the party is on Saturday. So she'll have food in the apartment for us.
Perfect.
And I'll bring my stuff from this Optavia, because it's 6 meals a day. 1 is your own, lean and green, and 5 are theirs. So I can follow it on Friday, Sunday, and Monday. But Saturday, I can follow it except for the party. And I think I'm just going to eat. But I'll just be, I want to taste everything, because she's going to have a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to chalk it up to, don't bloat yourself, but enjoy it.
Right. Yep.
Because it's
Yeah,
only going to be 1 meal.
Right. Right. Yeah. And you don't want to be miserable at the party. I think about that way more now. When you're not overeating and you do overeat, it feels totally different than when you're
Yes.
used to overeating.
Yes.
And so I hate that feeling. Like I hate that feeling now of just feel like you're about ready to go into a food coma, and you're just lethargic, and like your brain gets stingy and nothing's making sense, and you're just kind of like blah. And so I think about that when I'm at like if I'm on vacation, like when we were all down in Punta Cana, I'm like, when I started to feel a little bit full, I'm like, I'm good, because there's food everywhere, so I can get it whenever I want, right? But I'm like, I'm not going to overeat, or I'm going to feel just blah and not want to do things, and I want to be active and feel good. So I think focusing on that like has really helped me kind of just take, no matter what the food is there, it's not good enough for me to feel bad.
But when you go on those trips, do they have healthier food than normal?
No,
Than they would have if you
no, the pool had French fries and fried chicken all the time.
really, and this whole thing is run by the beach.
No,
bum
it's run by
people?
the Hard Rock. It's run by Hard Rock hotels. We just go. I mean, we eat whatever food
Oh,
they
so you
normally
don't-
serve. Yeah, any of
so
the
they don't
resorts
put
you
in it.
go to.
They don't do a special menu for you guys.
No, that
They
would
did
be
do Shakeology and gut protocol parfaits in the morning, and that's it.
right. Yeah, we
Really?
did have, there were things in the morning after workouts for sure. But no, it's a big resort. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
gonna like totally change. And, there was good options at dinner. I mean, the pool was kind of crappy options, but there was good options at dinner if you chose them, I mean, there's
Okay.
good options at most restaurants if you choose them.
Okay.
You
Oh,
kind of have to weigh your
I
choice.
just thought they have like thousands of people of you that they would cater to you. No,
Yeah, I don't know. It's still a resort and vacation. So,
yeah, I guess so. Well,
but I
how
mean,
did you do on it? Like all of you that went, did you lose, gain, or stay the same when you came home?
oh, I almost always lose weight when I go on vacation.
Really?
I don't know. I'm more active and
My
I don't,
husband does too.
yeah. I think I stayed the same though on this one. I can't remember. I don't even know that I weighed myself when I got back, actually.
Mhm.
I didn't really care. I don't know.
But you
I think,
felt
I know
okay?
Jess had gained some weight when she was down there. I don't know how Lily did, but yeah.
Wow. Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a weekend, right? It's however you choose to make that weekend.
And you've learned what to do and you do it.
Now,
Yep.
when I travel, I do get bloated because everything stops. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
hear that.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how good I'm eating. It doesn't matter
Right.
how consistent I am. It's just like all of a sudden my body knows
Yeah,
something
like
is,
we're flying.
it all
Mhm.
stops. But so I will gain, but then as soon as I'm home within 2-3 days, I'm back to where I was before I
Really?
left. And it's literally because everything stopped.
Right, right.
So that is when I get bloated, is when I travel.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Just like the whole weekday to weekend, when you get back from a vacation, I know a lot of people talk about doing detoxes and like getting something strict because they're like, oh, I totally overdid it on my vacation. But really, you just have to go back to your regular eating. I mean, you just need to go back to the foods that you had before. Your body will normalize, it will handle the things that it was doing, and things will even out.
Mhm.
And you'll feel better
Ex-
quickly.
Exactly. Every time you go back to portion fix or whatever you're doing before that worked for you, it works for me every single time.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep. You just kind of go back to regular food and then you're all good.
Okay.
Well, good. So that was all I had on the weekday weekend. I don't know if we could talk about where everybody's at with gut protocol or if there's any questions about any of the other programs or transitioning. Rochelle, I know you've been feeling really good.
Yeah, I have. Really good. What a difference, because I mean, with the weekends, I like to drink with my husband. So I know I don't necessarily have to drink, and it's just more for recreation and socializing with him because he's gone all week. And I don't really have like a craving to drink or cravings for sugar like I normally would. I mean, because I've done 75 hard where I didn't drink alcohol or have sugar for 75 days. So I know I'm capable of, not needing it to, have a fun weekend.
Right.
I kind of like the kombucha in place of the alcohol, to be
I do
honest with you.
too. I do too.
But overall, I am feeling really well. My kids don't like all my chicken meals, but they're gonna have to live with that.
My oldest just came down. I'm like, I'm making chicken breast. I'm like, you can have it in your lunch tomorrow if you want it, or you can make something else. He's like, so it's chicken breast. And I'm like, yeah, because they're all chicken thighs. And I'm like, it's chicken breast. And he's like, okay, I'll eat it. It's fine.
Yeah, we change it up every now and then and create, different bowls or make them something different from what I'm eating. And I try to prep as much as possible on the weekends. I do grocery shopping, and then the following day I try to do my prep. And like you said that you do, you make it as you go and as you need it, like the rice and quinoa, that's already done. And usually it's just cutting vegetables, which I kind of like. I like doing that.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you started it because it's like
Yeah.
for me, I still am just kind of shocked at my energy levels and how much I am still and am enjoying the food, like, and just
Mhm.
how it's put together. Now today I did I did 3 vegan reds and I'll have 2 meats. So I still toss between those
Mhm.
2 things because I do really like, it's easy for me to have that an extra vegan red
Yeah.
versus an extra meat red, especially when
I'm
child-
with you on that.
yeah, especially when your child eats all the meals, the meat you had prepped.
Mhm.
Like all of a sudden I woke up this morning and all my turkey breakfast sausage was gone. And I text him, I'm like, Jack, I'm like, you ate them both? And he's like, yes.
Oh,
It's so
God.
funny that you guys are liking all the plant-based proteins. And here I am going, I'm so bored. I want to eat meat again.
Right? We're all opposite. It's like
That's so interesting.
opposite sides.
I mean, I haven't gone crazy with eating meat, but it has been nice to be able to eat some chicken, or like
Right.
I did make the breakfast sausage the other day. And so
So
that,
good.
yeah. And that's been kind of nice to have that extra option.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. And because it feels new and it feels different and, like you're switching it up. And I think that's good. I think like in a couple chats now, we've all been talking about different burgers and things like that, right? Or what's your favorite fixate recipe? And I'll drop a post into our gut protocol groups too, so people can start listing their favorite recipes. But like week 3, that's where you are kind of like, okay, now what else can I make? I've got the basics down. I've gone through 1 and 2. Maybe I've made a recipe here or there, but what else can I add into this to make it a little more exciting? And I will say, if you haven't tried the chicken a la king, that one is really good. So somehow cauliflower magically turns into gravy, and it's really good gravy. I don't know how it does it, but it's really good. Like if I had the food, so one of my food processors doesn't seem to work quite as well as the one I have now, the Ninja thing that you just hook in. But that thing, it's like smooth, creamy, just it's perfect.
Nice.
And my family ate it over noodles, and you could make it over a yellow bee noodle. But so yeah, that one I would definitely recommend, and it was good leftover too. So
You've got to make that smoky chicken.
oh yeah, I'm grilling the chicken tonight, and then
Yeah.
I've got blackberries. So I need to look and see what else I need, but I'm going to make that tomorrow with the leftover chicken I have. So it's some kind of sauce you make, right? That makes it smoky and then you put it just with cooked chicken.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just take,
Oh,
the Boston bib lettuce and radishes on top of it. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's so good.
In fact, you know
That
what? I
sounds so
could
yummy.
do my fermented radishes too on it.
Oh, that would be really.
Give it a little salt.
Is it kind of like a barbecue flavor or just like a smoky flavor?
It's barbecue flavor. It
Okay.
tastes me, but I eat a lot of barbecue, so please know that before. I can't even tell you the last time I had barbecue sauce in my life, but it's
it's interesting. I didn't even know blackberries was in that. And that's what
Yeah.
helps make the sauce. Wow.
I make a blackberry barbecue sauce from scratch. That's really,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's really delicious.
Okay, now you have to share that recipe because
I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
We're just like, okay, so I do lasagna and I do chili, but I need something for summertime. And I told him, maybe you should come up with some kind of barbecue. So that would be a
Yeah.
really good thing for me to go, here, try this.
You
Yeah.
know, he might really like that. Do you remember that Chipotle chicken we made with the coleslaw? He might
Yeah.
really like that. That was my whole family went after that.
Oh my God, that was so good.
It was so good. And the
That
coleslaw
sounds
was
good.
so good. It was like there was something creamy in it. Was it mayo? And then apple cider vinegar, but it was so delicious.
Yum.
he's gonna love this. So I'm
It
just
was avocado mayo.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
was okay.
And then, because I knew there was something and it wasn't very much. It was just a little bit to give you a little bit of creaminess, but then the apple cider vinegar in it too, really, it was just perfect with the spiciness of the chicken.
Mhm.
It was super good.
I'll have to find that recipe as well.
Yeah, it's on the blog.
Okay.
Yeah, which reminds me, so we have meal prep class or meal prep class, June 5th. Before I forget that. And I did set I'm gonna have to remember the recipes now. There was a strawberry spinach salad with a strawberry vinaigrette. Oh, the cookies and creamy fruit dip, which I have the ratios to figure out so we can use coconut yogurt if you are still on gut protocol and want to make it. I think it will also be good with vanilla or with chocolate. I don't know. Trying to think of what else. The strawberry might be a little too strawberry with the strawberry. I don't know. It depends on how much you love strawberries, right? Or what other fruit you're dipping into it. If you dip bananas, then it might be really good. What
The
are
other thing,
Yeah.
wasn't it shrimp pasta?
It's a shrimp noodle bowl, which I have been wanting to make for like 6 months. I found this recipe. So this one will be really interesting too, because you're just going to make your shrimp with the seasoning, and you could easily do this with some chicken or a different kind of fish. And then you add a bunch of different vegetables that are going to be in there, bok choys and carrots and things like that. So you can kind of cater that to what you like too. And then the noodles, though, if you do a rice noodle, I'd count them somewhere in a yellow A probably, because they're not going to be very starchy. They're going to be they're going to be more like a brown rice versus, and there are brown rice noodles, but I was thinking this would be a great place to try the miracle noodles too, if you wanted to try miracle noodles.
What
So,
is the miracle noodle
so
made?
they're a noodle made from konjac, which is a fibrous root in Asia. And they're basically no calories. I think the package is like 5 calories or something like that. But so it's considered a freebie, and it's all fiber. So Kathy Bev's got a picture of Pasta Zero on her. I don't know if you can see her.
Yeah.
So that's one brand. There's a brand called Miracle Noodle. There's also, what are the tofu ones? Oh, shirataki. There's shirataki noodles. Those are also just a different, it's a mushroom. Shirataki is a mushroom.
Can you use spaghetti squash or zucchini noodles?
In this recipe, you could, I'm not sure it would be quite as good with the way things are, because it's meant to be kind of just a clear noodle that's not adding a lot to it. But I really like spaghetti squash with like any kind of tomato base, or like if you do a roasted red pepper sauce or something like that. It's just like I don't know, that seems to be a really good mix. But anyway, there are these noodles out there that are essentially freebies. They're just fiber. And so it can be like a good way to just have that, Asian noodle feel without adding in the Asian noodles. So that'll be a good set. And it should be pretty fast, because all those things will be pretty fast to cook and do. And then in July, we'll go into some more marinated stuff like grilling and things like that.
Somebody gave me
Blackberry
this.
barbecue sauce.
I've
Skinny
never-
pasta. Let's see.
Let me see what it is.
Oh, that might be similar. Yeah. What's the back?
Oh, I gotta turn on the light.
There's also, what's the hearts of palm, right? Isn't
I
that
have
what-
that.
Hearts of, oh, there you go. Hearts of palm pasta. And that comes in a can too
Oh,
sometimes.
it's
right?
konjac powder. like
Oh, there you
said.
go.
It's
Yep.
konjac powder, oat powder, water, sorbic acid, and calcium hydroxide. It says 9 calories per bag. Let's see, serving size 3.52 ounces, amount per serving, 4.5 calories. 0 fat, 0 saturated fat, 0 trans fat, 0 cholesterol, 10 sodium, 2 carbohydrate, 2 fiber, and 0 sugar, and 0 protein. There's nothing in it.
Exactly. It's fiber. Yep.
Mhm.
So it can be kind of just like if you want some kind of pasta dish, or maybe you don't have containers left, or you know what I mean? It's just kind of an easy way to
So you can use this
have your sauce.
on that Sunday prep.
Yeah. Yep. You could use that one with your shrimp noodle bowl for
Okay.
sure. And you'll just want to make sure, I don't know what the instructions are on those, but the ones I've seen and used, you want to make sure you thoroughly rinse them. Sometimes there can be, either an odor or a flavor that kind of comes from sitting in the bag. I don't know what it's all about, but basically you just want to thoroughly rinse them. My packaging says for a minute under cool water.
Yeah, this
So-
says strain, empty water and lightly rinse in a
Okay.
strainer.
Yeah, so you'll just want to go by whatever it says there.
Yeah,
And then it'll take on whatever flavor. So if, if you want to do pesto or if you want to do, any of the flavors you want to do, it'll take that on. And you could try, have you tried it, Sue, with spaghetti or with tomato sauce?
I have.
And how was that?
It tastes like you're eating pasta with sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So there you go.
Yeah. When I was out of town this week, I took rice with me. So I had rice, steamed broccoli, and I bought no sugar added pasta sauce and just cooked it in the microwave, and that's what I ate. It was
Perfect.
pretty damn good. Yeah. So, but I could have taken one of these, but I don't know how you would cook this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it would cook very well in a microwave, but
Yeah, I don't know either. So what are
Yeah.
the directions? Because that's the hearts of palm pasta.
yeah. Well, actually, it does say microwave. Empty contents in a microwave safe dish, heat for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
So-
the hearts of palm.
Yeah.
And really-
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I guess you can use this.
Well, tomorrow go somewhere and use somebody's microwave because it's your last day.
Well, I could use it here. Yeah,
You can pretend like you're still traveling for work.
I know, right?
Have to count that as, what
Yeah,
is
what
it?
do we count this as?
I don't know. How many calories is that one?
20?
I mean, it might be a half a green. I don't know.
Isn't
The
it,
whole box is 60.
Isn't it what?
isn't it like, it would count as artichoke hearts, right?
No, this is palm tree hearts. That's what this is.
I don't know.
So it's from palm trees.
Um,
So it's a
It's-
vegetable.
Yeah, it is a vegetable. And I think with Alana, she just kind of doesn't count it,
Yeah.
but I'm not totally sure on that. And maybe it's a half a green. I don't know, calorie wise. I would think the calories for a cup of vegetables are probably like 40 or 50 calories, but I don't know that for sure.
does this count as a yellow?
That wouldn't count as anything.
Really?
Yeah. It's 9 calories. So
For the whole big, yeah.
Yeah.
It has 2 carbs.
yeah, which are from
Okay.
fiber.
So it's a free food.
Yeah.
That's the beauty
Wow.
of it. And it fills you up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Try that. Wow. Wow, free.
Free.
I think Bev has something. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure it out because I have the palmini and I've got them in all the different things. And so here I thought it was sliced hearts of palm. And I thought that was the same thing as like artichoke hearts. It's just,
Well, I just had a can of artichokes and I think was it the whole? I think the whole can was 45 calories. I can't remember.
well,
Yeah.
it says artichoke half large is PB, but that's like talking about like a big artichoke. Or had the flesh.
But hearts of palm are the middle of the palm trees. They have
Yeah.
nothing to do with artichokes. Because I thought the same thing, Beverly, and I looked it up.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
you
I was-
thought they were the same thing? No, they're a totally different
Yeah.
plant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, different plant.
Artichoke
Huh?
hearts.
What?
Flavor of like artichoke hearts to me.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's the hearts of palm in structure and everything is like the middle of an artichoke, but it's a
Wow.
palm tree.
That's it.
Yeah, who knew it was the center of a palm tree, right?
Yeah. Well, if you watch Naked and Afraid, they eat it all the
Oh.
time.
Now I know if I'm ever stranded on an island, I
Yeah.
can eat the center of a palm tree.
Just start whacking with the machete. You got to pick and just,
I won't have any food, but I will have a machete.
right?
So they're cutting down trees to create these.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Probably in a
That's it.
country you don't want them cutting up palm trees.
Right.
Yeah.
Like-
Where is it made of though? Where's it? Oh, this is a product of Ecuador.
This is a product of Ecuador.
So there you go.
Now
They
we should
have an
start, we
abundance
should
of
start
palm.
looking into the environmental responsibility of
Oh, we should.
hearts of palm noodles and how we have, the diet industry has, destroyed a forest or something. I don't know.
Well, they're probably cutting it down to put cows on it anyway, so a lot of those places are doing. Well, so, all right. This one says this packet is 3 servings and each serving is 20 calories.
Yeah, so that's probably the same as this, because I think
You
the
could
package-
probably measure it like a green. You could probably just take a cup of it and count it, half a green or a green somewhere in there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can really overeat these.
Right. Yeah.
I think it would take a while.
It's like overeating vegetables. It's gonna be really tough.
Mashed,
Yeah.
it was like, no, this is not good. And I'm like,
Mm-mm.
well, try the noodles and see what he thinks, because with the noodles, you're putting something on it. They really don't have like a whole lot of flavor.
Yeah.
They're a little salty-ish, tangy-ish, but it's very mild. So I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
That's why we're doing this. I love it. Yeah. And those miracle noodles, I actually liked the miracle rice better than I liked
Oh.
the miracle noodles.
Okay.
Just kind of FYI. I mean, maybe I don't know, but I just thought I liked how it was smaller pieces.
Yeah.
So
Now I haven't tried the fettuccine version. I've only had the angel hair version.
Mhm.
That's what this
Love
is.
Is that what fettuccine? Yeah. So it'll be thicker.
Mine are
Yeah.
spaghetti.
So where in the store do you get miracle noodles?
So the miracle noodles I've purchased are like a small bag, and they are in the pasta section. They're unrefrigerated in the pasta section.
Really?
Mine have been on the lowest shelf. But yeah, and they're just kind of in a box that say miracle noodles, and they're
So
just
it's made
like
out of
baggies of liquid.
the same thing as this konjac?
It is konjac fiber.
What is
Now
konjac?
it's a root that's grown in Asia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And but some of the shirataki noodles, like some are shirataki plus a little tofu, those are in the refrigerated section next to all the tofu type items,
Right, I've
and
seen
vegan
that.
items. So it really just depends. And I think palmini is shelf stable too, isn't it? It's not refrigerated.
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah, because
So
this doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Yeah, it just depends on if it has to be refrigerated or not.
Is
My-
shirataki a vegetable? I count that a green?
Shirataki is a mushroom. Those are a little more caloric. I want to say like an entire bag of those and maybe 20 or 30 calories versus the 5 calories for the miracle noodles. So maybe you're at like a half of a green.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
Well, this is really weird. Because it doesn't say shirataki on it. Like it says ingredients: water, konjac flour, chickpea flour, potato starch, calcium hydroxide. But then it says preparation tips. Spaghetti shaped shirataki is neutral in flavor. Well, how is it shirataki if there's no shirataki in it?
That is a good question.
Then
Are
I
you
get
using it as an adjective?
necessarily shirataki
Kind
water.
of like the sugar thing where
Right.
they're counting it or
Right.
not counting
No
it.
sugar. Yeah.
for over with the root. Sometimes shirataki is composed of firmer texture and weight. No, it's not though. It's konjac plant.
So how many calories is that one?
45 per bag. It says that there's 2 servings.
I wonder if some of that's the potato starch though too.
Chickpea flour and potato starch.
Yeah. Cause yeah, so every brand's coming out with something likely on this kind of product. So you just have to read the back and see.
Yeah, I don't get why. I mean, it says that, yeah. It says that it's made from the other, but then it says shirataki noodles. I wonder if it's like mimicking shirataki noodles.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I described, was that it mimics shirataki noodles. So they're calling it shirataki noodles, even though they're not shirataki.
Right.
Yeah, I was saying, maybe they use it as an adjective.
Right. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
I think that's it, actually.
Well, does anybody have any questions about anything, or going into group 2's going into week 4 next week? And I think a lot of people have kind of transitioned into like their own hybrid. You know what, adding in a few things they know are good, but mainly sticking with the maintenance plan. Any topics we need to cover, or any labels that anybody has? We kind of went through our noodle labels.
We're missing the drinks labels from Lily.
Right? I know.
Always a drink.
Yeah, she was gonna bring the vodka labels, wasn't she?
She's gonna have to research some vodka.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we all know Tito's is gluten-free, so that's a safe one.
No, it's made from corn though. That was the problem. That's why it might be a problem.
Are you
Oh,
sure it's made from corn, though? I thought it was made from potatoes.
yeah, I thought it was potatoes as well.
I don't have my phone on me. Somebody Google it.
Yeah, I think Tito's is potatoes. I'll Google.
Yeah, and then some lower end tequilas have grain alcohol in them too. Because if you get 100% agave tequila, then you also should be fine if you have sensitivities to other things. But if
He's
they
asking if Tito's is made from corn.
Naturally gluten-free.
Why?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay.
It won't come out. Well, it will come out looking the same.
maybe if you have a sensitivity to corn, it's going to come out looking different.
Yeah.
I think that's that might be my issue, because
Mm,
I don't have a
Well-
problem with tequila, but right
Yeah.
now, a couple times that I've had vodka, and one of them I don't know what the vodka is made from. So
Oh,
There are multiple made from potato.
yes. Yes.
I'm gonna have to Google.
Yeah, it says Tito's is distilled from corn, but
Yeah.
certified gluten-free.
What is the one that's more expensive? Kettle One? Is Kettle One?
It's not very expensive. Gray Goose is more expensive.
Goose.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Gray Goose is made from potato.
Yeah,
There's
Lily,
ano-
you'll have to do some experimenting and see if potato is different than the corn base or
I'll
another.
be experimenting this weekend.
Perfect. You let us, you do your
know.
Let
research.
us know.
Yeah, you do your research and let us know.
Yes, we're gonna try this weekend and see how it goes. So, but it appears that I have a sensitivity to something that's in the vodka, the two different kinds that I've had. So
Okay, interesting. And it was Tito's and a different brand?
yeah, it was a Moscow Mule in a can.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, not immediately, within 20 minutes, my stomach hurt. So
Huh.
I emailed the company to see if I could get the ingredients of what was in it, but I haven't heard back yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, so
I'm still on the
It-
fence. I want to try the kombucha that has the kiwi in it. I'm very leery. Like, do I want to try that first thing in the morning?
Right.
Like, when do I want to see if my day goes to hell? Really?
Yeah, I know. That's how I kind of feel about, like, 'cause I know we've talked about egg stuff and about, organic versus store-bought and whites versus yolks and all this stuff. And I'm like, I just don't think I'm quite willing to find out how crappy I'm gonna feel.
Yeah.
I don't know
mean,
that I miss them that much.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely a challenge of, I was super bloated last night or yesterday, I guess. It was weird. Doesn't make me feel good.
Well,
sure.
and then, yeah, and I don't remember who I told about it, but the lunch meat tried to kill me too, like it did Jess. So basically I had a Jimmy John's unwich, so it's wrapped in lettuce and stuff, and just totally tanked in the afternoon, had to lay down, had total brain fog. It was literally until Tuesday morning until I felt normal again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I have M&Ms. I'm just saying. Not that I've had any recently, or at least I would admit to it, but
You remember.
yeah.
I actually today did not buy lunch meat because of both of your guys' response
really?
to it. I
I'm
was
kinda
standing in
scared
front of it
about
and I
it.
was like,
Yeah.
nope, never mind. I don't need it that bad. I'll find some other protein to
Well,
have that's a better option.
I was talking to my friend too, who deals with a lot of sensitivities in her family, and she has had that experience, and but not with Applegate brand. So she's been fine with Applegate. So I think you just have to find something that's considered nitrite free and nitrate free, and then maybe whatever they were using in the other lunch meats.
do you guys have boar's head out there?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Got a good one too.
yeah, it's considered to be good, but I mean, we haven't had lunch meat in our house in forever. So
Yeah, I don't normally eat it a lot anyway. But like Jimmy John's was kind of on my list of quick things, right? And easy because I can get it lettuce wrapped. I can just woof it down, continue doing what I'm doing. So it was, and I'm like, well, that one's off the list there.
Do we know, so they have tuna fish. Do we know what they put in tuna fish when they make them in the restaurants like that? I'm just curious.
Probably a lot of mayonnaise.
Yeah,
mayonnaise.
there'll be a lot of mayonnaise, but what else? Would there be anything else in there?
They might do breadcrumbs, some kind of bread.
Oh, yeah,
make it
maybe.
as a filler.
Yeah.
Really? I've
You
never
probably
thought-
just have to ask each place.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if it's already prepared, then you have no idea.
I
You'd
know.
have-
I'm
Aaron,
saying.
And it's not going to be like fermented or organic soy. It's going to be filler soy.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
very,
Well, cute.
but they might let you read the labels.
Right. Yeah.
That takes me back to, I used to have these with me all the time because you don't even have to refrigerate them, and it's 17 grams of protein, 70 calories, and it's safe.
Well, and you probably could, I mean, if you wanted to, just throw a little lemon juice or salt and pepper and just kind of stir it around or something too, to
Yeah.
get a little,
Yeah. But yeah, we keep these with us, and I mean, I haven't had them in a while, but
Here's another good travel tip. We're gonna need those for Summit probably.
oh, that's right. Yes.
Starbucks is actually, well,
Oh.
ours here is really good at letting you read the labels on their
Mhm.
stuff,
Hmm.
which I appreciate. And there's lots of sugar in most of the stuff at Starbucks that I found.
Yeah.
Is the coffee's safe though, right? Other than it gives me. heartburn.
It's safe for some, not safe for everybody.
Guys up
Oh,
from
goodness.
take you straight to a grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Mariana's idea of just having the grocery store delivered to your hotel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think I
That's
might
the
just set
best.
that up, and the delivery can come later that day.
Yep.
And I'll have everything I need. Cause I've been thinking about this a little bit, because it's like, I don't want to get there and not feel as good, because it's such a busy few days that it's like, there's so much you put into it, and it's like feeling like crap is not something I want to deal with while we're there.
Right.
Where is the summit?
It's in St. Louis, Missouri. So
Oh,
we'll be next to Bev.
yeah, right there.
We'll just send our shopping list to you, Bev, and you.
Right.
I
Bev
can
will
go
walk around with the
shopping.
grocery bags. Okay, here's yours. We'll pair like an Instacart kind of.
Exactly. You know, seriously, I am considering just driving myself because I don't like the flight options at all.
Yeah. Well, how
And-
far are you? You can't be that far.
Oh, I'm like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
You're close
so
to where-
doable.
Where are you, Sue?
Ohio.
Oh, okay.
You're close to Kate though, right?
Oh, yeah, like, and I even told her this morning, because we were on Zoom this morning, that I might drive, and if she last minute decides she wants to go, she can go with.
I hope she decides to go. I know
I
she's
fun.
Yeah, but if I do, then, you know, I'm happy to take everybody to the grocery store or stop on the way or whatever.
Yeah.
well.
I'm-
That's I have no problem with coming in and taking
Yeah.
you guys. Especially if you're coming in at 7 a.m. or what time did you say you're coming in?
Oh, my flight right now is 5 o'clock in the morning, which means I get in at 7 or 7:30.
yeah.
I don't, mm-mm,
Jen's getting in at 1. I get in at 1:30.
yeah.
So
I'll have to look and see if I can change if there's a flight that's that same time.
yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could all ride together.
Mhm.
All right, ladies. Well, I don't want to keep you on too long. Does anybody have any questions, anything they want to yap about, or we're good? I will put up a post in our groups so everybody can share the things we were sharing in the chats, like their favorite fixate recipes and what they're eating now, to give everyone some ideas. Because I know this week lately, I've been feeling like, oh, I need some new recipes. I almost did the fixate macaroni, the beef macaroni with turkey, nutritional yeast, and my noodles. And I was describing it to my husband. He's like, what? No. I'm like, will you just try it? Because I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to eat this whole thing.
Good.
I think it might be, but
Mhm.
I also don't want to have a giant. Maybe I'll just make like a half batch, and I could do all the turkey but half the noodles, because I think it's only like a half red
Mhm.
in the regular recipe or something.
Oh yeah, I'm really big about now. I'm just like, okay, how can I alter this so that I can get more containers in this one meal?
Yes.
Because it's ridiculous. All of them are like a half of a green. It's like we
Yeah.
have to eat 500 greens.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I mean, one broccoli floret is a half a green. Come on. I mean, I want more than that.
Yeah. I mean, the bowls I have in the afternoon always have about 3 cups of vegetables in it, because it's like I gotta get them in.
Yeah, my salads are always 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tonight is going to be 3 because I forgot to put one into my vegetables, into my shake this afternoon. I'm like, oh, forgot. All right, cups of vegetables coming at me. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, all y'all whining at 5 and 6. I got 7 cups of vegetables to get in. So just, you know,
Keep putting those vegetables in your shake.
Loving it.
Yes.
I love my 6 vegetables, and sometimes I want more. I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously.
go
Yeah.
for it. I mean, if you want some more vegetables,
more.
more vegetables.
That's why I was
Swap my vegetable for a yellow, because I really don't like eating all the yellows. 3 yellows.
I can do
Isn't it
the
funny? I'm having a
You
hard
still
time getting
need the carbs.
yellow in too.
yeah, but I always do rice. Like that's so easy for me to just throw a half a cup of rice underneath, and it's like
The
it.
yellow bee I struggle with.
Yeah.
Oh,
A lot of times like some
Potatoes
people
with
have
sweet
some
potatoes.
kombucha, but
or rice cakes. That's where I
Rice
have.
cakes, sweet
Rice.
Can you take a
potatoes.
picture? You can get a
Mhm.
picture.
Yeah, we gotta get.
oh, my phone's charging. Does anybody have access or where they can do it on their screen?
I can try.
Okay.
Don't know
Try it,
how.
Lily.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I don't remember how to do it on my screen.
All right, you guys. Well, we'll see you in the groups, and next Thursday. we'll have-
Hey, did you guys see that Jared is joining our
yeah, that's right.
tomorrow
Yes.
morning?
7:30, Jared will be on Zoom with us. So even if you're not riding your bike, jump on Zoom and hang out with Jared
Yes.
and
So,
say hi.
yeah.
Fifth grade graduation to go to, so
Oh,
you guys have fun.
all right.
Weekend.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see
All
you in the
right.
morning.
See you later.
Bye.